Shatters. Moment you've all been waiting for. What if he's chopped and everyone stops watching him? Thank you for that. Thank you for that message. Let me... Oh, they already did. Fuck. Ooh. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna add you for a little bit. What's going on, fellas? No voice filter. I don't have a voice filter. Oh, man. Playing basketball? Nice, dude. Reduce some of the iconography to replace the AI fucker? I guess so. I like the green. I like the green Alan Green. Green Alan Green? Jeremy Allen, the green Jeremy Allen Green. You better have dreads. I have terrible news. I have terrible news. You've not already had Kate Bush your catalog. I think she's in like my planned listen list, but I haven't hit anything now. I've heard incredible things though. Dream Face Reveal 2, thank you for that. Are you black? Wait a couple minutes. Give it a second. Must listen to They Might Be Giants. Or are you Hispanic guy on the 3 album cover? No, I'm not him. No, I'm not him. You Asian. Wait a second, man. Chill. Did I do it right? Are you twink height? What's twink height? Define that. Lovers here? Awesome. Wait for it to be Dean Ween using a voice filter. He's green. I thought about adjusting the filter to be green, but I changed it back and I forgot to make it green again. So now it's not green. Let's finish this track. 5-4 to 5-7? Then no, I am not. I've escaped the Matrix. Like 5'9", which is really 5'10". At that point, you're 5'11". You just round up. Is the girl in the Siamese Dream album cover? Yep. That was it. That was it. When a 5'11", you're 6 foot. Right, you get it. That guy understands. My actual face reveal or a joke? It's real. Real as it can be. Then on April Fools, no one would have believed me. No one would have believed me. Alright. Man, I'm stressed. Man, I'm stressed. Wouldn't miss this for the world. Thumbs up to your vocalist tier list. I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. Wish Dio was higher. Fair. Fair and true. I haven't heard a crazy amount of Dio. What I've heard I wasn't like leaping out of my seat for. Countdown from 10. I'm not doing a countdown from 10. Somebody's gonna jerk off to that. Wish Robert Smith was higher on the list. I'm just gonna gloss past my own comment. Alright, chat. Here goes nothing. I've got sunglasses on so you can't see how high I am. Got my Ween hoodie on. My Alice in Chains Unplugged poster. Got my Quebec. How you know it's me. How you know I'm not faking. What's going on, fellas? Ween man. That's right, no more Ween boy. No more Ween boy, I won't stand for it. Look like every Tool fan. Thank you. Is that wise? Longer than I expected? Rapping, I must say. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Why do you look like Cameron Winter? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm white as fuck. I am white. It's true. It's true, I'm white. You got me. But I'm also Hispanic. Heritage. If that makes you feel better. Take the sunglasses off, you would see how high I am. Can't do that. That we can't do. That we can't do. Immediately said most mid-reveal ever. Then you revealed the Ween hoodie. I said most base review ever to my coworker out loud. Thank you for that. What do we do now? Listen to the people haters if you love Ween. The people haters? Cannabis, my dude? Is that a question? Is that a question? Yeah. Yeah, you got me, dude. Dick Peniston with a $1 W face reveal. Thank you, Dick Peniston, for the $1. What an iconic name. What an iconic moment for Dick Peniston to show up. I'm honored. I'm honored to have Dick here with us. Play an instrument? No, but I have a guitar. I guess I can show you now. I could do like a vinyl reveal too. That could be cool. See how these ideas, they come to me like that. $30 camera? That's right. Yeah. I wasn't spending that much. I think it was like 50 bucks. Maybe I'll get a better one if I need it. But it's all over my screen. I figured someone would say that. Thank you for your kind message. Thank you for your kind message. What's your zodiac? Gemini. On the shelf behind you, bunch of manga. Bunch of manga. He looks like Jeaner? I look like Jeaner? Like Gene Ween? In the side profile, look you in the eye? Was I too close? The chat's to my right. $3 a scam for the shitty ass camera. You'll be alright, man. Mystery of Misto's gone. Sorry, man. Sorry, but this is gonna change the game. Another thought in my head. You see that? Some of these thoughts, they just manifest in my mind. First Ween album I should listen to? Quebec. Alright. Has that lost its novelty? Now there's a camera in the top left. Now we have that. Rose the Thinker? I've heard that before. Now for the meat and... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now for the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes of the stream, I suppose. Leaked? Yeah, that was unfortunate, to be honest. So white? Sorry. Flashbang? Sorry. Top 100 artists? Top 50 artists. 100 was too many. You're than I thought? Thought you'd be a muscle man. Try to break your heart. Try to break your heart, man. How long did this take to make? Half an hour. Wasn't that hard? I don't know. Like I have a top 100 list of albums, so I can kind of go down from the top to the bottom and get a general consensus. Top 10 wasn't hard. That's just common knowledge to a guy like me, to a fellow like me. Wish I could get my hair cut like that. Grow it, man. And then that's the hard part, because you're gonna look like shit for, I don't know, 2 months. But then, if you think, you'll get there. It'll all work out. You would look either exactly like this or would be 368 pounds. Thank you for your optimism. Thank you for your optimism. 4 a.m. where I am. I was about to go to sleep. Then I saw a face reveal. I had to stay on. Good to see you, man. Where's the... I forgot where the camera was. It's weird. It's like inverted. I don't like it. What's your weight? I don't know. I'm not telling you that. Go bald. Thank you for your kind messages. All right. I guess we can get started. Top 100 artists of all time. No, I'm sorry. Fuck. Should I do an intro? This will be a video. I'll have to make one later if I don't do it now. What should I say? Now there's all this pressure. Hey, man. Top 50 artists. Was that good enough? Would you rather have $1 or $2? Probably $2. That's a bigger number. All right. Number 50. Starting off strong, we got LCD Sound System. Goat electronic artist. Is that crazy to say? Is that crazy to say? One of the greatest in the scene. This live album, one of the greatest live albums I've ever heard. That's kind of peak. This album, especially, even better. Not better. This is the best album. I have a picture of the fella on the left. I got my favorite album, and then I got my second favorite album to its right. Something like that. How old are you? 22. 22 years old. Years young. Years young, really. Never spoke to them until today. Is that true? There's a video I was writing. It's scrapped now. Maybe I'll do it again. Or I listened to like a lot of these guys' albums. It was pretty good. All you 5'9", which is 5'10", 5'11". I reveal. I'm too high. Sorry. Maybe next time. Number 49. Third Eye Blind. My Dad Rocked Goats. Hold on. Museum got you on pre-order? Who's Museum? Who's Museum? Looking good for 22? I'm 22. I'm not old. That's not old. You don't just age. You don't hit 21 and start fucking gaining wrinkles and shit. I've got time. Got time. Enjoy your 20s while it lasts. I got an old fart. Point at that guy. That guy's probably old. Dick Peniston with a $1. Dick Peniston face reveal in the Discord. He wants to be involved. I don't know where it would be. I don't know. I can't find it. Third Eye Blind. I put this picture of this guy shrugging his shoulders because every other album they have kind of fucking sucks. Blue is their second album. Really, they get worse as you kind of go down their catalog. They start extremely strong with the self-titled. Blue has a couple tracks. Everything else, get out of there. Sunglasses indoors. I'm too high. Number 48, Tyler, the Creator. Goat. One of the goats of the modern rap scene, I'd say. One of the goats of the modern rap scene. I sound insanely old. Thanks. 22, Jesus Man, slow down, it's not a race. That guy's 23. Old ass fart. Chudson on the list. They're not going to make it. They were an honorable mention. The album cover, it's too scary. Igor? Or are you scared of the flower field with the bumblebees? Maybe you're scared of the bees. 47. Masayoshi Takanaka. Kind of newer to this guy. Honorable mention for... No, I wasn't serious. Either going to be Weena number 1 or Fishman's. Two great guesses. This guy's kind of just the goat. Oh, my face cam's blocking the fucking text. Dude, that looks stupid. Dumbass camera's fucking everything up. What if I move? How do I... This doesn't work out. Wait. That's the kind of innovation you get when you come to this stream. This guy's a goat. The guitar's cool as fuck. He's playing a surfboard. That gets you some points right away. And city pop is a genre I've just been really into right now. Maybe if I wrote this list again in a year, shit could change. If I wrote it last year, this guy would be nowhere to be found. Just kind of the stage I'm at. This guy writes bangers. One of the sickest guitarists I've ever heard for sure. On Nujabe's album? Nujabe's, is that how you say it? Oh, you're a 68-year-old man. Said I'm 22 like 12 times. 12 times. 46. Have a nice life. These two joyous bastards. Look at the light in their eyes. Can you see it? Red Hot Chili Peppers win. Keep your eyes peeled, man. I'm sure they'll show up. You look nothing like I thought. Sorry. Sorry. These guys, these are like really the only two albums worth checking out, but they are two of the greatest albums ever, I would say. At least this one, of course. But this one's pretty underrated, I'd say. It's got a couple tracks that slam. They have a demo tape that's fantastic. Their catalog's not too deep, but it's got bangers. It's got bangers. Got bangers. You look similar? Nice, dude. Every time I think of Connecticut, I think of these guys and that one Family Guy cutaway gag about Bridgeport. I don't know what that is. I haven't watched Family Guy since I was 10. Grow up. You look great for 45. Thanks, dude. That means a lot. 45 is Slint. They actually only have this album. Or the only album that I've heard. I've heard nothing else from these guys. But this album is absurdly good. I probably prefer it to that of Have a Nice Life's album, so that's why I gave him a spot over him. This album's just incredible, and kind of what it did for music as a whole. Just in the way that it inspired a lot of other artists to do their shit. That's got to mean something. That's got to mean something. You look great for 96. Thanks. Using a filter to try my true self. Where? The camera. Gonna get high too. Cheers. Okay. All right. Only heard their EP Untitled. You haven't heard their self-titled? Or Spiderland, man? Spiderland you gotta check out. Damn, the screen's dark as shit. 44. It's Cocteau Twins. I'm a little newer to their music as well. But Dream Pop and City Pop are kind of in a similar area. They're very different, of course, but they're in a similar area. Of just my enjoyment of them, I guess. So I'm a little newer to them, but I've been loving their music a lot. These two albums especially. The two highlights for sure. This one of the best albums ever. Top to bottom. Not really a miss on there. She's got a ridiculous voice. They've got it on. They've got sauce. The Cocteau Twins. It looks kind of like Weird Al. Thanks. Why Cocteau Twins if there are three? Don't ask questions that I don't have the answers to. 43. Led Zeppelin. Might be a little low for some people. But Jimmy Page did do that weird thing. Jimmy Page did do that weird thing. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Let's remove your glasses. $1 million. I'll do it in the future, but I'm not gonna do it today. I'm faded. But Jimmy Page did that weird thing. These two albums, they're highlights for me for sure. Led Zeppelin 4, one of my favorite albums of all time, probably top 100 album for me. They've written some iconic shit. Robert Plant, ridiculous vocalist. Jimmy Page, a ridiculous guitarist. He did do that thing, but what a great band. And I can't think of the drummer's name for some reason, but that guy's a freak too. I don't know why I can't name him. Fuck. Where's Jib? Free. Blink up. I don't think I can do that. Number 42 is Modest Mouse. A band I haven't talked too much about. And honestly, I've kind of maybe grown out of their music a little bit, but this is a band that clicked with me a lot when I was a little bit younger. Kind of in like my later high school years. This band clicked with me a lot. An incredible artist. I mean, one of the most genuine, one of the most kind of like personal artists you can really hear. A lot of their albums are just very, like, just kind of sounds like a stream of consciousness. Like the guy's just kind of talking to you about shit. And great guitar work too. Very broad songs. Like they have a lot of weird shit they do. A lot of cool shit they do. They're goated. They're goated. Hello? Yo. What's it like smoking weed? My mommy doesn't let me try it. Can't explain that. Mr. Face Reveal, sometimes you miss stuff. Did reveal win? Not planned. Thank you for asking. 41. My Chemical Romance. Love these guys. These guys are goated. These guys are goated. The Black Parade, one of the tightest concept albums I've ever heard for sure. Very strict, like kind of just a narrative. They're kind of just telling you a story, you know? I love when albums do that shit. Downward Spiral comes to mind for me for great concept albums. It's a very interesting way to portray an album. When it's done well, it's elevates it, I think. I'm in Three Cheers as well. Killer shit. Not as consistent for sure, but it's got the highs that you want to hear. It's got Helena, that killer opener track. Goated shit. I fuck with My Chemical Romance. They've got it on. They've got it on. Who's number 50? I don't remember. I don't remember. Sorry. 40 is Megadeth. You'll notice I haven't put Metallica yet. Afraid they're not coming. I'm afraid they didn't make the list. They were 50, but I bumped them for somebody, and I don't remember who. Megadeth, I like their music a lot. I think they're the thrash goats for me. I do put them over Metallica, just personally, I guess. Rust in Peace, my favorite thrash album by a decent amount, I'd say. One of the most consistent projects. It's not really a bad track. There's that one like weird interlude, Dawn Patrol, that I don't love. But the rest of the album's kind of stocked full of slammers, to be frank. Rust in Peace as well. Killer shit. They've got other albums that I enjoy, but not quite as much as these two. These two are goats. Dave Mustaine, one of the greatest guitarists. Sucks at singing, but he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Pretty good. How old are you, bro? 22. What about Poison is the Cure? Great. I can't remember. I like that song. 39. Kanye West. Pre-lobotomy, of course. Pre-lobotomy, of course. I haven't even heard Bully. So he's not an artist I listen to much anymore. Gotta change your profile picture to you doing the Dave face. I don't know if I can do that. Kanye West, back when he was in his bag, one of the greatest ever hit the rap game, I'd say. One of the greatest producers, one of the most influential producers to ever live. And a great rapper in his own right. Told some super cool stories. Another concept album merchant. But damn good shit. Damn good shit. The College Dropout, Late Registration, 2 killer records. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy I put here for some reason. But I definitely like Late Registration more. I don't know why I did that. Probably like Life of Pablo more too. 38. Mr. Bungle. Shout out to my dog Kyle. Seeing this, Kyle. Shout out to my dog. Mr. Bungle. California, my favorite record from them by far, I'd say. I do like their self-titled record. And Disco Volante is pretty good as well. But California is the obvious standout. Retro Vertigo, one of my favorite songs from these guys. Goodbye Sober Day, killer track. Mike Patton, just one of the most creative motherfuckers in this whole music shindig. Gotta respect them, just kind of for what they do and how they can even make it sound a semblance like a song when they're it almost sounds like they're just banging pots and pans and shit at points. They're just kind of doing shit, but it sounds good. Sounds good. Dog reveal win. Don't have a dog. Have a cat. 2 cats. I don't know where they are though. Oh, one of them's in the... I'm not going to stand up. But he might be in the window. Dogs reveal tomorrow. I'm not going to stream tomorrow. Is Faith No More on the list? They're not. I like Mr. Bungle more than Faith No More. I do, it's true. I do, and it's true. No Ween's going to be number 1? Solid guess. Won't be on here, but I'm a Primus guy. I'm a singing bassist. So it's a given? Yeah. Yep. Bad news. 37. Soundgarden. I'm a big fan of grunge. I'm sure you know that if you're watching this stream. I'm a big fan of grunge. These are one of the pillars of grunge. I think Super Unknown is one of the best grunge albums of all time for sure. It's got ridiculous highs, maybe a couple holes here and there, but an incredible album in its own right. Bad Motorfinger I don't like quite as much. But Chris Cornell, of course, one of the greatest vocalists ever. Argued to be the greatest, not by me, but other people. Other people say that shit for sure. And he's one of the greatest to ever do it for sure. Without, like, I don't know, just kind of in his range is ridiculous. He's just a talented motherfucker. And great guitar work with those guys too. Killer drums, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Shout out to Chris Cornell. Shout out to Chris Cornell. I mean, dogs reveal. Oh, you mean my feet? Time that guy out. For Pearl Jam or Nirvana at their peaks? Nirvana for sure. Nirvana for sure. Both great though. 10 is not as far as people might think from like Nevermind, but I would give the edge to Nevermind. I would. 36. It's Swans. Experimental Goats. One of the greatest live bands you can ever actually hear. They just kind of do shit and it works again. Kind of like Mr. Bungle in that way. But it's a little more musical and a little more, I guess, honed in. And a little more introspective. Kind of a little bit more to think about with these guys. I love that shit. Looking out, they make shit that'll just have you thinking for a couple hours, staring at your ceiling. Just looking up. Trying to get a grip on whatever the fuck just happened. With these two albums being my favorite for sure. I think I probably would have put a second live album, but I haven't heard enough of live from them. But Swans Are Dead is one of the greatest live albums I've ever heard, for sure, for sure. Contact for the Blind scares the shit out of me. It's scary, man. Guess top 3 is going to be Deftones, Radiohead, Fishmans, Tool, and Ween. Well, that's 5, and not 3. You said top 3. That's not how that works. 35, Fiona Apple. I like Fiona Apple. She's a goat. Whoops. She's a goat. She's a goat. What else can I say? She makes kind of sadcore music, but one of the most talented lyricists ever, for sure. She's very creative in the way that she kind of wrote her shit. Kind of like Radiohead vibes, almost slightly. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. But she's great. Great, super talented artist. Done some impressive shit many times throughout her career. Win the Pawn, definitely my favorite album from her, but they're pretty good. Or she's pretty good. 34. Sweet Trip. I'm newer to these guys as well. But I've been loving this shit. I don't know. These 2 albums are the only 2 I've heard, but I've been loving them a lot. Especially Velocity Design Comfort, the first one there. It's just incredible, and it's the shit that it kind of did for electronic music as well. This band is something to note. They've got sweet tracks like Milk that are just incredible, like acoustic tracks. She's got honestly one of the greatest voices I've ever heard. I really, really love her voice. Especially it works really well with the other guy's voice too. I don't know his name, but these guys are super talented. I like them a lot. I'm having a lot of fun when I'm listening to them. Where's the sunglasses at night? Yep, only at night. 33 is The Strokes. I might have had them a little higher if I made this list like last year. But I like these guys a lot. Is This It? Another one of the most kind of influential rock albums of the 2000s. Can't go wrong with the track on there. It's consistent as shit. Not really a bad song, period. Not really a bad song, period. And then, what's the other one? The New Abnormal is also just super, super good. Maybe has a couple more holes than that one. But Ode to the Mets probably is my favorite song from these guys flat out. I think Julian Casablancas is a great songwriter, great lyricist, a great vocalist. Guy's the man. Guy's the man. 32, you look like Julian Casablancas. Thanks, man. Hairline reveal, no shot. 32 is Rage Against the Machine. I definitely used to listen to these guys more when I was younger and full of angst and rage, but I've kind of mellowed out. Maybe it's the marijuana. Probably is. Rage Against the Machine, though, super, super talented guys. They just bring an energy to music that you don't get from a singular other band, to be honest with you. Nobody kind of does the shit that they do. This guy's just kind of yelling at you, just screaming about the government for fucking 4 albums in a row, and it doesn't really lose its luster. Kind of just keeps that pace, keeps that intensity. I love that shit. I love that shit. 32 feels good. I could probably get him a little higher, but I left him there. Pearl Jam top 15. Stay tuned, man. The Mets or Yankees? I'm from Philadelphia. I hate them both. I hope they both explode. 31. Outkast. Is this the first hip-hop artist? It might be the first hip-hop artist. I've got a little, I guess I'm top-loaded on hip-hop. But Outkast, ridiculously talented fellas. Andre 3000, one of the greatest lyricists and rappers to ever live. It's kind of just widely agreed upon, I think, and for good reason. He's the fucking man. He's the fucking man. Quem by far my favorite album from them. I think it has their best song, The Art of Storytelling, which is kind of, it's that song, I think, best displays Andre 3000's just lyrical wit and talent and flow. And incredible production on really all their albums. You can't go wrong with these guys. They've got the poppy hits. They've got everything you really want out of a band. That's what you want. You want Outkast. 30 is The Cure. I would have had these guys higher like a year ago too, but nah. Disintegration by far their best record, and I'd say my favorite. Though I don't listen to it much. It's too depressing. Can't listen to that shit. Pornography also really, really good. The album. Pornography, the album, also really, really good. Robert Smith, incredibly talented guy. Lyrically wrote some super, super sweet shit. Wrote some very profound shit too. I think Disintegration has some maybe underrated lyricism in the story it's telling, and kind of just, I guess the authenticity of it, the kind of the personal nature of a lot of those songs. It's hard to really translate that into music. I think he does maybe the best job of anybody. And kind of just pouring himself into his music. Ludicrously talented guy. But they did kind of fall off at some point, so I had to dock him a little. 29 is Biggie Smalls. One of my goats. I like him more than Tupac. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? You can't do shit. Can't do shit about it. Biggie Smalls, another one of my favorite artists when I was a kid, I guess. Maybe like a teenager, I'd say. I wouldn't say a kid. But Ready to Die, just an album that really clicked with me. Give Me the Loot, probably my favorite song from this guy. Another talented, or like ridiculously talented lyricist again. Just the way that he was able to tell stories. I know a lot of people don't know him for that. They for more of his poppy songs, and I like those a lot too. But more Biggie, like the storyteller, is why I love this guy so much. Incredibly talented guy. Rest in peace. Probably killed people. Rest in peace. He probably said sorry. 28. Jimi Hendrix, or the Jimi Hendrix Experience, however you'd like to word it. Or I don't know how to word it, yeah. But Jimi Hendrix, maybe, like, if you had to argue a greatest musician of all time, he's probably in the conversation. Just one of the most talented freaks to ever pick up an instrument, for sure. And one of the most creative as well. I mean, you can just see it in the album covers he's making, to be honest. That one on the bottom right. Psychedelic rock sound. Kind of pioneered that sound, I'd say. And changed music forever. With his guitar work, with everything he did. Ludicrously talented guy. Gotta be up here. Gotta be up here. Really love The Cure. Top 3 band for me. Cure. Top 3. Sure, man. Too sad for me. So, whatever. That doesn't make sense later. Wait, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Favorite song from Twin Fantasy is Famous Prophets. Famous Prophets. '27 is David Bowie. Got ready to get in your top 5. I'm that guy. David Bowie at 27. What can I say that hasn't been said about David Bowie, the musician? Changed music. I shouldn't have to elaborate on that. Wrote incredible concept albums. I shouldn't have to elaborate on that either. What else can I really say? What else can I really say? You ever talk about Bjork? I don't know enough about Bjork. I think I got really upset today. I didn't know what I was talking about. So I can't talk about Bjork. 26, Jeff Buckley. I threw the second album in just for posterity's sake. But Jeff Buckley, one of the greatest ever again. I mean, I've said that about every artist, but that's how I feel at this point in the list. Grace, one of the greatest albums to ever release. Incredible lyricist, one of the greatest vocalists ever. One of the most talented singers to ever live, and a pretty talented guitarist in his own right, for sure. I think he belongs up here. He belongs up here. He had a little bit more in his catalog. I mean, I'm sure he could be even higher, but it's a shame he died so tragically young. Damn the Wolf River. I love saying that. He was fine as fine. What the fuck? Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Like a lot of metal, too. There'll be metal. There'll... Did I? I think I forgot somebody. It just hit me like a flash. Maybe they're above it. Queens of the Stone Age, Dave mentioned. Dave mentioned. You can't see me pointing, but I'm pointing at Dave. Dave mentioned. Queens of the Stone Age, incredible artists. I mean, Josh Homme, a ridiculous songwriter in his own right. Not as high on his voice as I made clear today, and people were upset. But incredible songwriter for sure. And just the roster of musicians, just look at this cast. You got Josh Homme, you got Dave Grohl, you got Mark Lanigan. That's a recipe for success, and I mean success they found on Songs for the Deaf. In fact, he even had Gene Ween on that record. Or not Gene, Dean. He even had Dean Ween on that record. So, what else can I say about Songs for the Deaf? But Like Clockwork, probably my favorite record from them. I feel like it tells the most cohesive story. It has their best song, I Appear Missing, is probably my favorite song from them, period. Just a very consistent project. Tough to listen to anything from that without, like, I feel like that's an album you gotta hit top to bottom. You can't really intermix. Does that make sense? I hope this helped. Look chill, thanks, man. Need to see a Misto Soul patch? What? You'll rue the day you didn't move Chino Moreno into the GOAT tier. Will I? Will I? Story behind your name? Mysterion from South Park was my Xbox username when I was like 13. No, 16, 15, something like that. But it was too long for my friends to say, so they said Misto, and that's what happened. And that's what happened. 24. It's Godspeed You, Black Emperor. They've probably written, like, you get down to the nitty gritty. There is no greatest album of all time. Of course, it's all subjective. Music is subjective. I like to say that because people forget that. But if there were to be a greatest album of all time, Lift Your Skinny Fists must be in the conversation, of course. As could honestly F sharp, A sharp, Infinity. Just some of the most profound music ever written, especially when it doesn't even have words, and it can kind of cut so deep, and hit so impactfully, and can kind of tell such a relatively cohesive story without really saying anything. And just kind of through the sheer talent and songwriting of these guys, you can hear it told. Incredible stuff from these guys. Can't go wrong. 3P is better than F sharp, A sharp, Infinity. I disagree. They break up? No. They made an album like last year or 2 years ago. No, 2024. Canon Event is being friend zoned. Doesn't know. Doesn't know. Might be too high for me. Honestly, might honestly be too high for. I don't understand your sentence. 23 is Stevie Wonder. Stevie Vibes Wonder, as I like to call him, for the first time right now. What can I say? Besides the vibe this guy creates is absurd. I don't know why I have Talking Book there. It should be Inner Visions. I made a couple mistakes, it appears. But just kind of like the smile that this guy can really put on my face in almost any mood is something of note. You know, it's something you don't really hear out of a lot of artists. I feel like a lot of music, especially modern music, is kind of going in a sadder direction. Got bands that like Radiohead and that was the only one that came to mind. But just music as a whole is kind of going in a more downer direction. So I have an artist like Stevie Wonder that can fucking just bring a smile to my face. Is always good to keep in my back pocket. It's always good to keep in my back pocket. It's important to keep it in your back pocket. I'm a ridiculous songwriter, of course. Change the Game, of course. Songs in the Key of Life, one of the greatest albums ever. Can't go wrong. Thought you'd be Mexican. Finger wag. No. I'm from. Well, I'm not from. I'm not going to say anything else. 22 is King Crimson. Gotta get him on here. The pretentious music nerd in me screams their name at almost all times. In the Court of the Crimson King, of course, their most iconic record. But Red, a ridiculous record in its own right with one of the greatest songs again of all time, Starless. And Fallen Angel as well off that album is, I'd say, a 10 out of 10 track. And you get a lot of that up just from these guys. They were very influential on the progressive rock scene, of course. I think they belong this high. I think they're one of the most talented and again influential artists ever lived. Got to be in the conversation. 22 makes sense to me. Earlier, King Crimson, your favorite? For sure. I think they fall off a little bit. The Kanye West sample, guys? Yeah, it is on this album. The red face. Nice, dude. Good call. It's actually probably my least favorite. No, it's not. Moonchild exists. 21. My late goat. Rest in peace, goat. Nujabes. I think I figured it out. I think I figured out how to say it. Gun to my head, High Pressure Situation. You ask me my favorite producer of all time. I say Nujabes. I do. I go this way. I think Love Six Hexology has quickly been kind of rising the ranks of my favorite albums ever. I know it's not an album, it's a compilation, but regardless, it's one of my favorite things to just throw on and listen to. In almost any mood, it's got sad lyricism, but the production itself is so light, so dreamlike, so elegant, I guess. I don't know. It's just so vibey, man. That's the word is vibey, but it doesn't sound smart when I say vibey. But that's the only word I can really craft up. You don't crack a word. I don't know what to say. 20. Portishead. The Trip Hop Goats. Fuck, I forgot 2 bands. Forgot Massive Attack. And Mastodon. Yourself cultured? I see your cultured self enjoying Japanese culture. I guess so. Those guys know something. They know a thing or two. That's all I can say. Portishead Goats of the trip hop genre, I'd say. My favorite artist for sure. I wouldn't have Massive Attack above them, but they probably could be on the list. But their live album, In a Vacuum, is I would argue is one of the greatest live shows ever. If you told me it was the greatest, I wouldn't fist fight you for it. I'd say live or Fishman's live, but I wouldn't fist fight you if you said this one. No way. This is incredible. Incredible musicianship. Beth Gibbons, again, especially on that live record, is unreal, I would say. And even on Dummy, even in the studio. Unreal vocals. And the production you're getting from these guys, the quality of songs, there's not a bad song from these guys, really. Short catalog, but tight catalog. No skips, no missers. 20 feels good for them. Smile. At 19, another hip-hop mention, Mos Def. Another artist I was much more into as a kid. This time actually as a kid, I think. I was probably like 12. This guy was the GOAT. I didn't really understand what the fuck he was talking about at the time, but you go back to an album like Black on Both Sides, and the story told, the profoundness of the message itself, the flow this guy has, the lyrical wit this guy has. Mos Def is one of my favorite rappers of all time. I think 19 is probably a good spot. You kind of look at his catalog, and you'd give it a little side smile, because you're like, well, damn. It's kind of just Black on Both Sides. But you got Black Star involved too. His album with Talib Kweli. That album's a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Incredible project. Not really a miss on there. It got some incredible features. Got incredible production. Got great songwriting. Can't go wrong with that record or Black on Both Sides. One of my favorites for sure. Maybe a little nostalgia biased. Wearing a cool shirt. Ween mentioned. Why bro look exactly like Michael Jackson? I haven't heard that in my entire life, to be honest. You're the first person to ever say those words to me. Congratulations. Like a surfer, bro. Live in Philadelphia. Haven't seen a wave in 5 years. Listen to Neutral Milk Hotel. Daily. I wasn't a huge fan. 18. A little more hip-hop for you. Tribe Called Quest. Greatest hip-hop group to ever do it, I'd say. Greatest hip-hop group to ever do it. Q-Tip, one of my favorite rappers again, probably. His flow. Phife Dawg as well. Their chemistry, I think, is something of note, something you don't really hear from a lot of rap groups. Sometimes it's a little choppy, especially in more modern groups. But kind of, you think of Wu-Tang, you think of Tribe, and you think of that vocal chemistry, the way they kind of build off each other, and the way it flows so ludicrously well. The production is nothing to knock either. It's incredible. Really well written shit. I mean, they've got 3, I'd say, 9.5 plus albums. You got these 2, and you got Midnight Marauders. I don't want to put Midnight Marauders. I do like this one more than Midnight Marauders, though. I stand by that. Panchico Top 10. Not looking good, boss. Give us a he real quick. No, I don't think I will. You look like everyone I know combined together. That I've heard many times. 17. 9 Inch Nails. The Downward Spiral, by far my favorite album of theirs. But I do like The Fragile a lot too. The Downward Spiral is maybe my favorite concept album of all time. Gun to my head. I think it tells the most profound story, the most dark and kind of just appropriate story for the music that's backing it. It just flows very well. It's very like dark again, but it's just very. It hits very hard, man. It's a very hard-hitting album if you're in the right spot, you know. Tells a very relatable story, I think, in a very dark and twisted way, but that's what kind of makes it inaccessible, but also accessible. It's strange. Nine Inch Nails, very strange artist to me, but ridiculously talented guys. They have a couple albums that aren't excellent, that aren't excellent. But what are you gonna do? You know, everybody does. Well, most people do. Look like one of my lesbian friends in high school. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Think the Mollusk concept album? I guess. Sure. How tall are you? 5'9", which is 5'10". 16. The Flaming Lips. Love these guys. I kind of equate them to like Ween Light in my head. They're very different, but that's kind of how I perceive it, I guess. These guys are kind of just silly goofballs, you know? Just kind of fucking around. But also writing some ridiculous music to kind of back up those whimsical natures. It's another band that I kind of find similar to Stevie Wonder in a way that they just bring a smile to my face. You know? They do have sadder songs, but the vibes are unmatched with the musicality, I guess, of all their stuff. It's goat shit, man. It's goat shit. Yoshimi, for sure, my favorite album. I think it's the tightest. This song has a couple midder tracks, maybe the higher highs. I think I could say that. That makes sense to me. I'm 5'3" and I was born a male. Jiminy Crickets. My mouse die? Unfortunate timing. 5'9" over here? That guy was 5'3". Got half a foot on him. 15. Car seat headrest. Jiminy Crickets is taller than me. My heart shatters. Not that it matters, man. It don't matter. Car seat headrest, though. I love these guys a lot. 15 might be even a little low. I've been listening to these guys a shit ton. Specifically in the year 2026. I kind of found them towards the end of last year, but it's really clicked with me in the last couple of months. But these two albums have been almost on constant repeat for me. I haven't hit too much more of their music. I did hit Nervous Young Man. I haven't listened to anything else other than that, I don't think. But these two albums are by far my favorites. And have some of the highest highs in music, I'd say. Off Twin Fantasy, Famous Prophets, Beach Life and Death are two easily 10 out of 10 songs. Off How to Leave Town, you get, I Want You to Know That I'm Awake, I think it's called, which is another 10 out of 10 song. There's a couple other 10s on that album, too. Incredible artist. I don't know what the mask's about. It's not for me to understand. One of them EP? Okay. Number 14, it's my goat. It's my goat. That's right. It's Tatsuro Yamashita. Stevie Wonder on steroids. Stevie Wonder on steroids. Show the vinyl. My goat. My glorious king. Just me and my goat. Where's the camera? Me and my goat. Yeah, listen to that later. I love that guy, man. This guy's the fucking man. That's all I can actually say. That's genuinely all I can really say about the guy. He's the fucking man. Unmatched vibes again. Shout out to me for showing you this. Shout out to you, man. W so big it has its own orbit. Yeah, this guy's the fucking man, dude. Like I said, unmatched fucking vibes. I genuinely throw on for you at least twice a week, dude. Because it's just it brightens your day. It's music that brightens your day. You don't get that out of every artist, you know. Ridiculous songwriter. He's got an incredible voice. He's ridiculous guitarist too. I mean, he displays that shit on For You a couple times. I was fucking caught off guard a couple times. He just blares out a fucking guitar solo, and you're like, whoa. I didn't know you had that shit in you. But he's got it in him, man. This guy's got it all in him. These are the only two albums I've heard. It's hard to put them much higher than 14. But as I dive a little deeper, maybe I'll adjust higher or lower. I don't know. Why is bro trying to be Michael Jackson? Trying to be Michael Jordan? Sparkle is the closest I think a song has ever come to sounding like its title. Rosetta Stoned. My answer. 13. Scott Weiland. Another salute for one of my fallen goats. Godspeed you. Scott Weiland. One of my favorite vocalists to ever live. I've got a poster of him on my wall, but I can't turn the camera that way, I don't think. I love this guy, man. One of my favorite lyricists as well. Especially on albums like Core and Purple, of course. But the Unplugged session, I think, is by far my favorite project from theirs. It's just, I mean, grunge unplugged, you know what I mean? Grunge unplugged. What else is there to say? Ridiculous songwriter. Pretty great guitar work in there. They did fall off quite a bit after these two. But I like Tiny Music. Tiny Music's got some tracks on there. They've got some tracks on there for sure. Not as consistent as Purple or Core. Core, I think, is one of my favorite grunge albums ever, to be honest with you. It's just the energy on that album is... I feel like that album very well encapsulates grunge for me, as does Dirt by Alice in Chains. And it's very, like, raw. It's very high energy, very fast-paced. It's kind of what I think of when I think of grunge. And grunge as a genre, it's just been very near and dear to my heart for a long time, I'd say. A long time. So 13 makes sense to me. I could maybe raise him. I would have had him higher had I made this like a year ago, but things change. Alice in Chains in the top 50? Uh-oh. Number 12, it's Kendrick Lamar. Actually, they do have him above Mos Def, which surprised me, actually. It even surprised me. But the more that I thought about it, the consistency you get out of this guy just kind of beats out Mos Def objectively, so it's hard to not let that kind of hit me a little bit, you know? To Pimp a Butterfly, argued as the greatest album ever. They've got a great argument for it. Good Kid, Mad City, argued as the greatest album ever. They've got a great argument for it. He's one of the most talented rappers ever. He's told some of the most profound stories, some of the greatest concept albums again. Maybe I'm just a concept album merchant. But I do like T-Pab more. That's why it's on the left. Thought about it. No skips in his entire catalog? I don't know if that's true. I would have to think. There's got to be something in there. But yeah, I love this guy a lot. Killer artist. One of the greatest modern rappers for sure. Carried the rap game on his back for several years. Several years, I'd say. Oh, my cat's here. He ran away. Number 11. MF Doom. He's the highest rated rapper on the list, I believe. Probably just my favorite rapper, the more that I think about it. I'm not going to say his albums are better than Kendrick's. I don't know if I would. But I definitely find myself listening to these more often. I think they're kind of just a little... Kendrick tells a very important and profound story, but it's a heavy story, I'd say, on all that stuff. I didn't... Godspeed you, MF Doom. All caps when you spell the man's name. But yeah, one of the greatest ever for sure. I'd say the single greatest lyricist. Gun to my head, I would say the single greatest lyricist to have ever lived. I think the creativity, the way this guy had this flow, he could really rap on anything, man, and it's incredible. It's incredible. Gone too soon for sure. Rest in peace, man. I remember when I found out. I was in the 10th grade. Does that make me sound old? You're not a cat? Sorry, dude. Number 10, top 10 time. It's Death. Be a little higher than you were expecting. A little higher than I was expecting. But it makes sense to me, man. The more that I look at it, the more that, like, kind of just I look at my history of music listened to. Symbolic's another album that's been on relatively constant repeat for me. Goat, man. Goat. Some of the greatest guitar work. The vocals are harsh, but they're not too harsh. They're right in that sweet spot. And you're getting some of the greatest instrumental work, I think. I'd probably say the greatest instrumental work you're getting in metal, period, on Symbolic. And as well as the Sound of Perseverance, you're getting almost that same quality. Not quite, but almost that same quality. They've got other incredible albums as well. Human comes to mind. Individual Thought Patterns is also incredible. They're just very, very talented motherfuckers. Another goat. Rest in peace. Why is everybody fucking dead on my list, man? Why is everybody fucking dead? Drake's definitely number 1. He knows. Number 9, System of a Down. Love this guy, Surge, man. They don't make him like they used to. They don't make him like Surge no more. They don't make them like Surge no more. But this guy's GOAT. These guys are GOAT. Toxicity, another one of my favorite metal albums ever. I probably would say I like it more than Symbolic. But I don't think the musicality is as good. I just think it kind of tells a more interesting story. I'd prefer the vocals by far, I'd say. As good as Chuck's vocals are, Surge kind of takes it to a new level. He has the harsh vocals at times. More on their debut album, but he also has some softer vocals on later projects like Mesmerize and Hypnotize. Great artists, man. Nine makes a lot of sense to me. I like him a lot. Makes sense. Have you listened to the Dean Ween group? No, I don't think so. Nah, man. Nu metal hater, but love System of a Down. Interesting. Yeah. They're barely nu metal, man. That's what people that like nu metal cope to say. They try to group them in there. Makes them feel better about sucking. Makes your genre look better. Number 8. It's the Smashing Pumpkins. You guys probably would have been higher a year ago, to be honest. Whoops. Oh no. Siamese Dream is one of my favorite albums ever. I've expressed that many, many, many times. It's got some of my favorite songs in the world. Mayonnaise is one of my favorite songs ever. Hummer is one of my favorite songs ever. Today is one of my favorite songs ever. Luna is low-key one of my favorite songs ever. It's just a very tight album, very sweet album at times. It's not overbearing. It's got that beautiful shoegazy guitar that people love so much. Billy Corgan at the top of his game, I'd say, for sure. And Melancholy is one of my favorite double albums ever. I think it's one of the more consistent double albums you'll hear. A lot of double albums, you'll hear a song that almost feels like filler. Like, so they just sprinkled that shit in to fill up some space. You don't get that out of Billy, at least on this album. You do get that later, actually. You do get that later, but not yet. Not on Melancholy. Melancholy is incredibly consistent. One of the most goated double albums ever, man. For sure. 1979 off that album. One of the greatest songs ever. Peak shit, man. Peak shit. That makes a lot of sense. I could honestly see moving them up. You'll see why I didn't. Number 7. It's Pink Floyd. It's tough to get Smashing Pumpkins over Pink Floyd for me. Where's Somber? You missed him, dude. You missed him. Right before you tuned in, I talked about Somber. Whenever you tuned in, right before that. Right before that. Where's Nickelback? Your eyes peeled, dude. Pink Floyd top 7? For sure, man. Their 80s run, almost alone in a vacuum, is all I really think about with these guys. You get other shit from them. But it's just not like, I don't know. Their 80s run, their 4-album run is one of the greatest runs to ever grace music, I think, objectively speaking. Dark Side of the Moon is one of an album that impacted my life, maybe the most of any album, I'd say. That or Lateralis. Just how profound that story was. Time is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard lyrically. I think it's a message that everybody should hear. I think a lot of Dark Side is a message that everybody should hear, to be honest. Very moving piece, and Wish You Were Here just the same. Tells a different story, but another incredibly important one. They do that shit and they hit you with some ludicrous instrumentation. Like David Gilmour's out there busting the fucking greatest guitar solo you've ever heard in your entire life, while he's singing about like some profound shit, man. Like you don't get that out of a lot of guys. It's like when these guys were in their prime, nobody was really touching them. Nobody was really touching them. I can't imagine what they would have gone on to do if Roger Waters and David Gilmour didn't have so much beef. A shame. A damn shame. Number 6. Almost top 5 time. Who's 6? I don't remember. Alice in Chains. Damn. Hurts a little bit. It's Alice in Chains. The Unplugged session. I've talked about 250,000 times now. Hope you're not talking about 80s album run. Did I say 80s? I meant 70s. I meant 70s. Shoot. Their 70s album run. Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and The Wall is what I speak of. Alice in Chains at 6, not quite top 5. I'm sure this disappoints many people. I do love Alice in Chains a lot. But it's an artist it's hard to listen to the Unplugged session without being depressed, you know what I mean? Kind of like The Cure in the way that they would have been higher a year ago, as would these guys probably have been. But their music's just very powerful. It's very moving shit, especially on the Unplugged session and Jar of Flies. But Dirt, I think, is the album that I said Core does it really well too. But I think Dirt best encapsulates the grunge era and kind of just what it meant. in its really, really dark story, but as well as just kind of like the melodies in themselves and the music itself. I think Jerry Cantrell was probably the best songwriter of the grunge era for sure. I'd probably say better than Kurt Cobain. I would. You heard it here first. I stamp it. I stamp it. And it makes sense to me. And Lane Staley, the greatest vocalist of all time, especially when he's telling beautiful stories like Nutshell, like Down in a Hole, songs that just devastate you, but they're so powerful when delivered by a voice like that. You know. Rest in peace, Goat. I miss you every day. I have a poster of him too. It's right next to my Scott Weiland poster. I have a poster of another guy who's about to show up, in fact. Number 5. Deftones. It's the Tones. I got a poster of Chino. Scott Weiland, Lane, and Chino. Deftones. What can I not say about everybody? Everybody knows Deftones. Everybody knows Deftones. White Pony, one of my favorite albums ever. Very dark, but very accessible, I'd say. Never really hitting you with something too thought-provoking, but it's just kind of slamming in your fucking ears the whole time. Kind of just bellowing. It's a very energetic, a very hype album. Kind of what I think metal was almost intended to be at the beginning. Just a very straightforward, just like fucking amp yourself up album. And Koineo Kan, on the flip side of that, almost a completely different note, is a very introspective and profound album about love. You know, it's an album that tells a very interesting story in a very interesting way. I mean, it flows maybe the best of like almost any album I've ever heard, Koineo Kan. The way that every album kind of just leads into the next. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful album. I love it a lot. I've probably underrated it in recent times, but it's an album that means a lot to me for sure. Chino, ridiculous vocalist. Chi Cheng, incredible bassist. Rest in peace, Goat. One more salute. Everybody's dead, man. Around the Fur is the most accessible? Sure. I guess. Number 4. Somebody guessed it. Radiohead. Bet you didn't see this coming. 4 is Ween, 3 is Ween. 4 is Radiohead. That's what we're going to talk about now. An album or an artist that probably dropped a couple spots in the last year again. They probably would have been my number 2 like a year ago. But like they're just very sad, man. I don't like to listen to it a lot. It's tough to listen to. But OK Computer is one of, if not the greatest album of all time, I'd say. It's in that category for me. I think it's like top 3. I'd have it at 3, but it's easily argued as 1. Tells one of the most powerful stories I think ever told in music, and one of the most like haunting and kind of accurate, scary fucking stories of almost the future at the time. And Rainbow's very, very beautifully written, just very light, and some of the greatest production in music history, to be frank. You're getting out of Radiohead. They do incredible live shows too, like from the basement, the In Rainbows session and the King of Limbs session, which changed that album for me completely, changed my perspective on that record. And this picture doesn't show Kid A, it doesn't show The Bends, it doesn't show A Moon-Shaped Pool, which are 3 more fucking 9, 10 out of 10, or 9 plus 10, 9 plus albums out of 10. That's the sentence. But these 2 albums for sure are their best, I'd say. And just some incredible musicians you're getting out of these guys. Johnny Greenwood, one of the greatest writers ever. One of the most creative ever. 21. But Tom York, Goat. I love these guys. They're peak, man. They belong at 4. Number 3. The Fishman. The Fishmans. Shinji Sato, probably my favorite songwriter of all time. Gun to my head, High Pressure Situation. I'd say he's my favorite songwriter of all time. I think he's the greatest to ever do that shit. I think, and it's criminal how young he was taken from us. Another salute. Criminal how young he was taken from us. Just kind of when he was entering his prime almost. He had Long Season and Uchu Nippon Setagaya, which were 10 out of 10 albums, I'd say for sure. And then the live show, I think, is the greatest album ever recorded. The greatest live show by far. And my favorite album ever, for sure. I think Long Season off that is the greatest song ever. But the rest of the live set is nothing to knock. It's also 9, 10 out of 10 almost throughout the entire thing. just this guy's voice and almost like the bittersweetness of that project and of the show itself just click with me so hard, man. I don't know. It's strange. There's nothing I can really explain about it. It's just kind of it's an album you have to listen to and kind of just sink in. And it hit me right one day, and now it's my favorite album ever. But Long Season is one of the most absurd songs ever written. Like, what the fuck was he thinking? And it worked so fucking well, dude. Like, 36 minutes is crazy and shouldn't be done by most people. But when it's done well, fuck. You get Long Season, my day gets better. Incredible vocalists as well. Incredible instruments from these two gentlemen. And everybody involved, man. They're just some of the most talented musicians ever. Some of the most talented musicians ever. Number 2. Uh-oh. Number 2. No longer. No longer by number 1. You're a horrible person. Tool is my number 2 artist of all time. Lateralis is if Fishman's 98-12-28 isn't my favorite album, Lateralis is. It's my second favorite of all time for sure. Probably the album that's had the most impact on my life. It's I think Maynard is the greatest lyricist ever, and I think he's at his best on Lateralis. I think he tells very interesting and very almost like puzzles to solve. I mean, it doesn't have to be that deep, but it's just very interesting shit he was writing, and very profound shit as well. Very just well-written shit, you know. And Enema is another really introspective and interesting album. It's got the poopy butt fart stinky songs, but it's also like there's angles of that album that it cut deeper than that. It's the songwriting is something you don't get out of any other artist for sure. Danny Carey, maybe the greatest drummer to ever live. Adam Jones, one of the greatest guitarists. I don't know if that's true. One of my favorites. Just a very talented motherfucker. He's not doing anything too impressive, but the guy can write a song. It's the words of Lateralis, I think, are probably my favorite part. The lyricism itself. It's just an album that means a lot to me, and I think Tool will always be vaguely in my top 5 for as long as I live. But I think it belongs at 2 now, sadly. Sadly, it belongs at 2. Who's number 1 gonna be? Ween Boy. Number 1. It's Ween. My favorite artist of all time. Funny to say. It's funny to say. But it's true. It's true, man. I can't stop listening to these fucking guys. I can't stop listening to these guys. Live in Chicago is another one of the greatest live shows ever. It's not quite as like impactful, I wouldn't say, as something like 98-12-28, but it's very light, it's very fun, it's very energetic. It sounds like, it almost feels like you're there when you're listening to it. It's just a very, very strong set. It's just a very strong ass set of all the songs you really want to hear from these guys. You know, it's a best of, but it's live. Can't go wrong with that. Quebec, one of my favorite albums of all time. Poster's right fucking there. Poster's right fucking there. What does that tell you? Just beautiful songs on that album. It's got a couple holes, okay. But just beautiful, beautiful shit on that record. I Don't Want It. If You Could Save Yourself. And Transnormal Celebration, one of my favorite songs of all time. It's got vibes. It's very, very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Time that guy out. Am I gonna have to do it? 4 hours. But yeah. Yeah, Ween's goated, man. The Mollusks, an album I didn't even mention. Ridiculous. Ocean Man. Vibes are fucking elated. Incredible concept album. That album's got the sad shit. The word I was looking for, Quebec, was disjointed. It's a very disjointed album, but I almost think it's intentional. I almost think it's what they were trying to do with that. And the way they kind of just like portrays his mind at the time, going through a divorce. It's a very authentic album. It just means a lot. The album means a lot. The Mollusk, also incredible. White Pepper, also fucking incredible. Chocolate and Cheese, also fucking incredible. Shinola, also fucking incredible. Live at Stubbs, pretty good. Live at Stubbs is pretty great too. Ween's my favorite of all time, man. Sorry, Tool people. Kanye on your list, he was at like 30 something. He was at like 30 something. I don't want it if you could save yourself for two of the greatest songs ever. Agreed, man. Agreed. The pod was robbed. The pod wasn't even in the conversation. Where was Primus? 51. Just left off the list. 50 was LCD Sound System, but I couldn't remember. And got mad bright. You love Ween so much. Where is Quebec from? Canada. Canada? Ween be like, help, I can't stop making bangers type shit. Type shit, classic Ween. Can't see the chat on the screen. France. I don't think that's true. Is it true? They speak French. I never thought about it like that. It was LSD in the Search for God. I've only heard a couple tracks, but I've enjoyed them. Nothing I've heard too much of. Emphasis on the new in Nujabes. Nujabes. Whatever, dude. You understand what I'm saying. Alright, chat. That's all I had planned. Hope you enjoyed the 25K special. And now you can stop asking for the face reveal. I don't know if face cams will be on all the time. We'll see. I think it'd be smart for like reaction content. So maybe live streams will have it. Girlfriend reveal when? None of your business, dude. None of your beeswax. When the time comes, buddy. Thank you, you handsome devil. Appreciate it, man. Let's play some Ween to get out of here. I play Ween at the end of every stream. I feel like he could have fucking crunched some numbers and arrived at the conclusion that they were my favorite artist. I feel like he could have got there if he thought about it hard enough. I'm 13 and I have every right to know. You have no right to know. You have 0. Yeah. Should I close one? I should close on some iconic shit. I should close on some iconic shit. There, Mrs. Misto. I'll say nothing without my lawyer. I don't know if you remember this. First drawing you requested me to do was your profile picture wearing aviators, full circle type shit. I knew I'd be high. I knew I'd be high. What a read. What a read. Baby Misto reveal win? Hopefully not soon, dude. Hopefully not soon. Maybe like a decade. Remind me on March 29th, 2036. Remind me about the baby reveal. We'll both be dead by then. Cats reveal? Let me see if I can find one. Found one. I accidentally hammered by the smash. Doesn't like to be out. Cat's got him. I had the cat. I accidentally played Homer by the Smashing Pumpkins. Credit card reveal win. Not playing. Thank you for asking. What was the other one? Like gray and black, kind of like a Bengal. I think his name's Walter. Parents reveal. No. Uncle reveal at 50K. Maybe I'll invite my uncle on to listen to some Ween or something. That could be funny. Oh, this guy would be 50 years old? Sorry, dude. Zoloft? Iconic. It's not iconic enough. Some iconic shit. White pepper? Gotta be some Quebec. The Argus. Maybe I don't want it. A little, I don't want it. Get a new cat named Trevor? Odds are low. Maybe I'll get a cat when I move. I like cats. I'm not naming him Trevor. Off the serial killer from Grand Theft Auto 5? Not Transdermal Celebration? A little, I don't want it. This feels like a perfect end. This feels like a perfect ending track. There was an error. I want the... I guess I don't need the lyrics. It's gonna be the black screen. Give yourself. It's Banks. Beautiful track. Album cover look like a board game? It is a board game. Why does it get small when I zoom in? Whatever, dude. Computer's a weird place. Orange streamer? Does it just reflect the color? It does. That's kind of cool. I can make it green. Hang on. Where's green? I know it so well. Look, now I'm just like you imagine. Now I look like I could be on the thumbnail. My teeth green? They're still kind of white. Got from extreme radiation. Now that's fitting. HU Greenies. Alright. Appreciate that. Alright, chat. Thanks for coming out, man. We made it. So new content and new great ideas. I have new ideas now. Now that I've shown my face, I have new ideas. Be prepared. It's about to get serious. You. About to get serious. Peace out, chat. Until next stream.